Good morning, students. Welcome to Rishikul Online School. Today we are going to discuss chapter 4 of history, that is the Mughal Empire. Dear students, we have studied in the previous chapter that the last ruler of the Delhi Sultanate, Ibrahim Lodi, was defeated by Babur in the first battle of Panipat in AD 1526. The victory of Babur laid the foundation of Mughal rule in India. So let's begin our chapter with the question, who are Mughals? The Mughals were descendants of two great lineages of rulers. From their mother side, they were descendants of Genghis Khan, ruler of the Mongol tribes China and Central Asia. From their father's side, they were the successors of Timur, the ruler of Iran, Iraq and modern day Turkey. Dear students, these six Mughal emperors of the Mughal Empire, such as Babur, Humayun, Akbar, Jahangir, Shah Jahan, and Aurangzeb, changed the face of India with their political and intellectual powers. They are known as the early Mughals. So let's discuss about Babur first. Babur was the founder of the Mughal Empire and the first emperor of the Mughal dynasty in the Indian subcontinent. He was a descendant of Timur and Genghis Khan through his father and mother respectively. He succeeded his father at the age of 12 years. Ousted from his ancestral domains in Central Asia, Babur turned to India to satisfy his ambitions. He defeated Ibrahim Lodi in AD 1526, but the decisive battle was fought between Babur and Rana Sanga on 16 March 1527 at village Khanwa near Agra. Now we will discuss Babur's achievements. In AD 1526, he established the Mughal rule in India. In AD 1527, Babur defeated the Rajput confederacy formed by Rana Sanga of Mewar, along with a number of Rajput kingdoms. After this, in AD 1528, he defeated the Rajputs at Chanderi. After crushing the Rajputs, Babur defeated the eastern Afghans at Ghagra. Babur's victories gave him a strong base to establish his rule in India. Dear students, Babur was not only a brilliant military general but also a poet and a writer with an excellent style in Turkish. He wrote his autobiography Baburnama in his mother tongue, Turkish. Now we will talk about Humayun. After Babur's death, his son Humayun took over the Mughal throne. Humayun means fortunate. But right from the start, his rule was full of problems. First, the kingdom was still without a proper system of administration. Second, Humayun's brothers were dissatisfied with the territories that they had been given. Third, the kingdom was under threat from all sides. Dear all, Humayun was an able soldier but a poor general, and he lacked political wisdom and military foresight. His political calculations were short-sighted and defective. He was defeated by Sher Shah Suri, the Afghan king, in 1859 at Chausa and in 1840 at Kannauj. After these defeats, the Mughal rule in India temporarily ended and Humayun had to spend nearly 15 years in exile in Persia. Sher Shah's successors were weak and inefficient. Humayun saw this as an opportunity to regain the throne of Delhi. In AD 1555, he recaptured Delhi and Agra. But the very next year, he died as a result of a falling from the stairs of his library. Humayun Nama, written by Humayun's sister Gulbadan Begum, provides us with a detailed account of Humayun's life. That was all about this module. Thank you.